Hey everyone, I just wanted to take a second to kind of talk about some stuff. Was out today at the grocery store. I'm sure some of you saw that post earlier talking about some of the things I was seeing and um, just some of the stuff is just not going to help you at all that I was seeing. So I wanted to just take a minute or two to talk about if you are going to wear a mask of some sort, how you can, I guess, best protect yourself in terms of limiting the chance that you actually end up with some sort of exposure. Obviously, there's no guarantee that it's going to work, particularly if you're wearing a surgical mask or a cloth mask. Um, they're not super effective, but there are some things that you can do which will limit the chances of your exposure. Um, Biggest thing is um, just fitting it to your face properly. So I have here N95 mask. I purchased them a couple years ago, and I've had a box at home. I use them if I'm sanding or doing something where I feel like I'm going to potentially be inhaling particles or whatever. But I've also used them in my work, which is in a high containment biological laboratory. So, um, yeah, I just wanted to take a second, kind of go over the most important things you can do to ensure that, you know, if you're going to wear a mask, limit the chance that you end up being exposed or breathing in the virus. Again, no guarantees, but doing some very simple things can really help you. So I can't properly wear this, but obviously, if came down to it, I'd shave my beard. Um, Literally, you have to be completely clean shaven for an N95 mask in particular to work effectively. Um, so no 5 o'clock shadow. And what I will say is you can have some facial hair, um, mainly in this area. So it's not huge. You're basically limited to a very short goatee or a mustache. And I'd say that's pretty much it. Um, but the biggest thing is you're going to have a mask. Again, if it's different than this, it's the same things. But what you want to make sure, the biggest thing is just that the mask sits flush against your skin. And that's here, where the bridge of your nose is, and here, right in this area here, so that you're protecting this little area from anything getting down into your nose and your mouth, on the side of your cheeks and underneath your chin. So um, those are the areas when you're wearing, you want to make sure as flush as can be. Now, with a surgical mask, it's pretty much just a rectangle, right? So you can set it here, but you can see on the side of my hands, it's wide open. So that's why I say those aren't going to be as effective. Same with the cloth masks as it would be if you had an N95. I'm not saying go run out and get N95s. You probably wouldn't wear it right anyway. A lot of people get properly fit tested to wear these to ensure that you're not breathing in particles when you shouldn't be. Um, so yeah, I'm not, again, don't run out and get these. The other masks can help you, assuming you wear them properly. So that being said, some of the things I saw today that made me laugh but shudder at the same time. Um, I saw all kinds of different things, from wearing a mask like this, where it's not covering your nose. Well, obviously, you breathe through your nose, and it's a respiratory virus. So your nose leads down into your lungs, hence why it needs to cover your nose. Um, what else did I see? I saw people wearing a mask, and me having a beard actually kind of helps demonstrate this. If I were wearing this and it was covering my nose, but the bottom part was so big that it was sticking out past the bottom of my chin, and there were gaps in it where air could freely flow in and out. Well, that's defeats the purpose. You want the pressure inside, keeping it flush to your face, so that when you breathe in, any air that comes in is being forced through this instead of coming in unrestricted. Um, so yeah, that's kind of been the one thing that I've seen, or the couple of things that I've seen that it's just like people are just wasting N95s, wasting masks in general, and yeah, it's very important. With the N95, a lot of them come in this upper portion. You can actually see it has this little metal piece in it, and you fit that to your nose shape, and in this part that I was talking about before, making sure that it's flush in here. And then this bottom part sits right under your chin, and it should sit all the way up to where it connects in this portion. I'll put this on. Obviously, it's not going to sit the way that it should, but you get the idea. So, harder part is getting the chin, especially for me since I don't have a bare chin to sit it under. But more or less, this is the idea. And you want to put the one up here and the one here. Another thing that I did see that was kind of weird, and you might not think twice about it, is now if I had much longer hair and my hair is down here, I saw somebody, they had a different style mask on, but the lady, her hair was actually down like in this seal. So, she would brush her hair and it pulls the mask away from your face. So you're trying to prevent all that stuff. So if you have long hair and you're trying to wear one of these masks, obviously you want to tie your hair up and keep it out of your face as much as possible. This stuff on the sides doesn't really impact it too much. Literally, like I said, if you have a beard or mustache, you want this area, or if you have one of the more round ones, this area free of any facial hair or any obstructions that are going to prevent it from sitting against your face. So, the other thing to keep in mind is a lot of these are just one-time use. So you can go out and you can wear it all day. When you get home, you're supposed to throw it away. Um, you go to the grocery store like I did and go to a Target or Walmart or wherever, and you get home and you're like, oh, well, it's not dirty. It's not, covered with anything. I'll just set it on the table and I'll pick it up and use it the next time. Well, you wore this out all day and you breathed through all this and captured stuff on it. And now it's sitting in your house, just, whatever is on it is on it. So, yeah, I recommend, not wearing these more than once at a time. Unfortunately, we don't have many of them. So, in the case that you have some way of disinfecting them or something like that, I can't say that that's going to be reliable. You don't know what's going to happen to the mask itself. It may degrade it or something. So it's hard to say. But For the most part, yeah, they're one time use, which is why our medical professionals are having such a hard time uh, keeping the amount of PPE they need available at all times. Um, I guess the other thing is if you get a cloth mask or surgical mask, like I said, they're very open on the sides. So my suggestion for that would be if there's any way that you can keep it flush to your skin. If you have a cloth mask that you are making for yourself, maybe just make it a little bit wider, in that it can sit further out on your face, and you can maybe like tie it real tight so that it doesn't move and it stays flush on your skin. But yeah, aside from that, there's very limited uh, restriction, I guess would be the word, in terms of what's going to be able to get in with a cloth mask that has these openings or surgical masks that have these openings. Um, for myself, when I'm at work, since I have a beard, I actually wear a papper, which is like a full hood with a screen in the front and a hose that attaches up top, and the air is purified through a filter that it's battery powered, and it pumps air constantly into the hood. So um, now, obviously, if we ever get to that point, it's it's not a good situation. But yeah, for now, um, the surgical masks and the cloth masks, and if for some reason you have N95s, hopefully not a ton, but you know enough for your family. Um, yeah, just keep in mind some of those things because you don't want to be out there wasting them. That was the biggest thing in my mind when I was at the store. I'm seeing these people wearing them, and I'm like, you're not even wearing it properly. You're basically contaminating the inside and the outside. And there's somebody who is trained to use this and needs it, and they're just wasting them. So, that being said, there are a few different styles of these. Um, I can't remember if I had mentioned that. This one just happens to be the best one for myself. When I had my fit tests, it always worked the best, and I always passed wearing this. Um, a couple things you can do if you are wearing a mask to see if you're keeping a good seal, because you're not just going to be sitting there stationary, most likely. When you're wearing one of these, you're going to be walking around, you're going to be doing all kinds of different things. Put it on, see if it's flush to your skin, and then move your head around, up and down, talk, um, do a couple different things, big breaths, and see if it's moving away from your face, which would lead you to being open to breathing something in. I don't want to scare people, obviously. I just am trying to help minimize uh, the chance that you, I guess the word would be overconfident. People are going to be out wearing these, being overly confident that, oh, I'm safe. Oh, I have this mask on, so nothing's going to happen. Um, yes, things still can happen, but you can prevent that by making sure that you're wearing these right. So, yeah, if anyone has any questions or happens to get a mask and wants to know, like, what can I do to make sure that this fits better or anything like that, feel free to message me. If you have my phone number, you can text me. Um, and yeah, we can chat a little bit and go from there. So um, that being said, everybody stay safe, and I hope you know everyone we get through this soon, and it won't be too much longer, and we'll be seeing each other in person without masks soon. So have a good one, everyone.